try and get up every morning, day after day, and work for a living. Let's see him try that. Then we'll see who's the real tough guy. The working man is the tough guy.
With me, Joe Wilson, a wealth management advisor with a big money management house.
More money, yo money, Joe money.
I get an opportunity to help people turn their money into memories.
We're happy to get the kind of money that jingles, but we'd rather get the kind that folds.
Not your grandpa's financial show. This is your money guy, Joe Wilson, on Progressive Voices Network.
What's going on, my money mavens and moolah misfits? It's me, your money guy, Joe Wilson of the Joe Knows Money Show, reporting live on Progressive Voices Network, delivering you 4 minutes of money news you can use. Trending this week in money news, data gathered from PayScale's salary negotiation guide shows that 75% of those who asked for a raise got some sort of pay increase. That leads me to my next topic, 5 tips for asking for a raise. Tip number 1, arm yourself with facts. You need to know how your company and industry are doing. Is your company meeting its financial goals? What is the current market rate for someone who is doing your job? Unofficial information, such as whether anyone in the company has been getting a pay raise, can also be helpful if you're able to find that information out discreetly. Also, it's important to know where you stand in your manager's eyes in the management team. If you're considered indispensable, you'll have a stronger case. Tip number 2, spell out the future. It's not enough to show that you've done well in the past. You also need to demonstrate that you plan to continue doing well going forward. In the days leading up to your meeting about your pay raise, figure out what exactly your company needs. If you're unsure, set up a meeting with someone who knows. Ask candid questions about where your company is struggling and how your work fits into the future. Tie your future successes into how the business will continue to grow and do well for years to come. The more you can connect your work to the success of the company, the stronger your request will be. Tip number 3, don't go negative. Complaining is the biggest mistake you can make when it comes to salary negotiations. This means you shouldn't talk about how you haven't had a raise in years or how you're doing twice as much work as everyone else. Even if those things are true, they're not going to work in your favor. You also shouldn't bring up your expenses. Although your rent increases or your student loans might be part of what you consider when coming up with a number, they're not a part of your manager's consideration. Tip number 4, phrase your request carefully. For instance, I realize that the economic situation of the company is improving. Our department has been working extra hard and my last performance review was exceptional. I'm wondering if I could have a 5% pay increase. If you have market data for your job position to back up your request, you may phrase your request something like this. I know that I joined the company during a softening economy. I was hoping that we could use this next year to get me closer to the norm. Tip number 5, be prepared for no. Although you should certainly go in with confidence and strong evidence to support your request for a raise, you should also be prepared for the possibility that your boss will say no. If that happens, ask what needs to change for the answer to be yes. You should make sure that you get very clear feedback about why you're being turned down at this time. You should also ask to revisit the conversation in a few months. Have your manager commit to a time and get yourself on his or her calendar. That way you have a clear point in the future at which you'll come back to the negotiation. Now it's time for Joe's Money Trap of the Day. Choose the right time. As you gather your information about company's performance, you may realize that it is not the best time to ask for a pay increase. I wouldn't do it if there's still cost cutting left and right. For example, asking for a raise while your company is in the middle of layoffs could send a signal that you're not in tune with the business. Here's Joe's Money Grab of the Day. Job hopping is the fastest way to earn more money. Forbes recently noted that the average employee can expect a raise of about 3% when staying at the same company, but they might receive a 10% or even 20% increase when leaving and starting a new job. And now it's time for Joe's Quote of the Day. Ask for what you want. Give others the opportunity to say yes. Stop saying no for them. That is a quote by Roger Ellerton. You are listening to the Joe Knows Money Show on Progressive Voices Network. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Joe Knows Money and on Twitter at Joe Knows Money.